Hi, Nancy here from Prickly Poppy Blue. Welcome to my YouTube channel where I will be sharing everything from techniques to products and from themes to stories. It's all art and art supply related, and I will be doing it all in threes because all good things come in threes, right? In this video, I will be showing you 3 fun things that you can do with Ecoline watercolor liquids. Of course, there are loads of things that you can do with Ecolines, but let's start with using them for backgrounds. So let's get started. Grab a few Ecoline watercolors and a couple of brushes. And it's great if you have a water brush, but it's not necessary. And also grab yourself a fine liner. For the first technique that I'm going to show you, I will only be using one color. This is the 508 Prussian blue. That's one of my favorites. The first technique that I'm going to show you is called a flat wash, and you can do a graded flat wash or just a normal flat wash. Also grab yourself some water and a big flat brush. Wet your brush, just dip it in the water before you dip it into the paint. I always like to scoop out all of the paint in or the liquid from the cap before I dip it into the bottle. And then I'm going to start by laying the first stroke onto the paper. And to be able to create a graded flat wash, just have to keep adding water along the way. If you want to use more colors, then you can use those instead of adding water. And if you want to create a lighter wash, you can either use a lighter color or a smaller brush. All done. Now let's wait for it to dry completely. The next technique that I'm going to show you is the sandwich bag technique. I've just got a bag here that I cut in half so it fits the piece of paper perfectly. I'll be using all my colours for this one, and you can use a normal brush or a water brush. I'll be using a normal brush for this one, and this is a size 6. The bigger the brush is, the easier it disperses water. Just dip your brush into one of the colours and start laying down droplets onto the bag. Just keep laying down those droplets until you've used all your colours. I'm also adding a few water droplets for a bit of extra dimension. Once that's done, I'm just going to flip over the bag onto my paper. Then press it down and move the paint around with your finger. When all the colours have blended nicely, it's time to gently lift your bag off the paper. To get rid of any excess liquid, either dab it with a piece of paper towel or use your brush to pick it up, but make sure that your brush is completely dry. Now it's all done, and let's leave it to dry before you finish up with the final touches. For the last Ecoline background, let's do everyone's favourite, a galaxy. First, lay down a circle of water onto your paper. You can see that my water is a little bit dirty, but that's fine because we are going to use the same colours as we did with the last technique. Now go ahead and dip your brush into one of the colours and start touching the base of water that you've laid down on the paper. This wet on wet technique creates such beautiful effects. Keep going till you've used all the colours and you can see that they're all blending in nicely. I always like to start off with the lightest colour and then finish with the darkest. To get rid of any excess water, just dry your brush again and dab it where you want to get rid of it. Great, all done. Now let's leave it to dry. Thank you for watching my first video here on YouTube. To stay tuned on more tutorials, click the subscribe button below. For classes more in detail, find me on Skillshare, and for more artwork and mini tutorials, look me up on Instagram with Prickly Puppy Blue. See you next time!